Hi guys, welcome back to We Built a Gym, episode 10. Coming to you from a pretty sad place, an empty gym. Obviously we're trying our hardest to obey all rules, so today I came in the front door, Ben came in the back door, not for the first time. And we're kind of set up further away from each other than we would normally be, which is good for me because I don't like to be anywhere near Ben.
There you go.
And I frequently...
Abiding by social distancing, best we can.
Don't touch me.
That's it.
And yeah, we wanted to bring you a brief update of where we're at, what we're doing, how we're filling our time. And then lots of you have asked for some silly stories, some funny stories of stuff that's happened. So we've got some of them. I'm going to finish with a Q&A. But Corona update. What's going on, Ben? What are we doing?
Not much. Watching lots of Walking Dead. No, it's good. It's okay. Like, we're trying to stay as positive as possible, aren't we? Obviously, in last week, we said that, things have worsened a little bit and it was a bit doom and gloom, but...
Well, last week the gym had been closed.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, which sucks. But I feel a little bit more positive this week. I feel like sort of settled into, what it means and what it is. And it's progressed a bit, like the supermarkets, one in, one out.
Well, lockdown happened the day after we filmed the last one.
Yeah, exactly, so not a fun time. But yeah, not bad. We're putting out content and stuff like that, stuff we filmed previously. And sort of getting out some value and some informative stuff for everyone at home so they can at least keep themselves occupied.
What are the TSM clients doing?
They seem to be good, most of them. Obviously as a coach, it's my role to try and keep everyone on the straight and narrow on the path. But a lot of them are done there, not in life, but in training. A lot of them
leave her. She doesn't treat you well.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
Any?
Well, whatever they want. But yeah, they're good, sort of doing DIY gym stuff and their own little home workouts and, makeshift squat racks and makeshift dumbbells made out of boat trailer wheels and all sorts of cool stuff. So
is that Rob Hamilton?
No, it's Matt actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's really cool to see everyone getting inventive and creative at this time. So no complaints from me, or as little as I can do. What about you? What about the gym? What are we doing?
Bit of a sad time.
It is a sad time.
Trying to keep busy, so we're making as much content as possible. I'm editing videos all the bloody time, every day. Trying to think about how we can get worthwhile content out to everyone, but still respecting the rules of lockdown. So trying to figure that out and do as much as we can from home, and then only just the essential stuff.
And some funny bits as well. I put out some silly content recently.
Yeah, good to kind of add a bit of levity to the situation.
A bit of lightheartedness, yeah.
And that's all good. So we're doing that from an owner's perspective. We're looking at the government's kind of provisions for helping out with different areas.
Yeah.
And we seem to be solid right now, but I worry for other gyms, and other gym owners who it may have come at a worse time for them. They may not have had their cash flow right, or for whatever reason.
Or if they're slightly newer, just opened up, and then it's boom,
that's rough.
Massive blow for it, isn't it? So
imagine just opening, just achieving your dream of owning a gym, and then
see it. Yeah, that's a big hit.
That's huge. But yeah, apart from that, just trying to engage with the community as much as possible without actually seeing them. Trying to, catch up with everyone on Instagram, Facebook, email, all of that. We've had some really reassuring emails from members kind of saying, don't worry about whatever happens. We're going to be there. The gym's changed my life. You guys have changed my life. All this really, heartwarming stuff.
It is good, yeah. It's been
some of the emails
positive.
really kind of, made our day and our week. So that's good. On our end, obviously, people are suffering too, so we got lots of self-employed members and stuff. So we have lost some members, which is sad, and we wish them all the best, and we hope to see them again.
Isn't it? Anything service-wise, people and subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. If their income gets affected, it's going to be a knock-on effect, isn't it? So
100%.
It is sad to be losing members and to be facing that kind of negative thing, but we're doing what we can.
Like I said previously in another episode. We've never had a negative month.
Yeah.
We've never had a down month. We've always been up, apart from 1 month. I think it was April last year when we had literally a plateau month. It was exactly the same. This is going to be a negative month.
Yeah.
Our first ever month, which may sound frivolous given what's going on in the world, but just from a business owner standpoint, that's sad.
Yeah, it would be stupid as a business owner to just disregard what's going on. Be like, well, we're shut, so I guess we'll deal with it. You know, you've got to be got to be on top of it and got to be watching the figures and the data and the government's announcements and stuff like that and the provisions they're giving to businesses. So yeah, it would be pretty foolish to be like, well, we're closed, so guess we'll ignore all that stuff.
I think it's weird. I miss being busy. I miss having people through the door. I miss talking to people. I miss taking classes, like doing academy sessions with the kids.
All that like day to day, it's weird, isn't it? I saw something the other day which was interesting. It was like, look, the lockdown, the whole COVID thing is going to make you a lot more grateful for things you probably weren't before it all happened, which I think is true. Those day to day.
I miss mugging off Amy every day. I miss Amy coming in and just being like brutally mean to her at all times. I miss the daily opportunity to remind her that she's small
and flat out.
Yeah,
no, that is sad, but we can remind her on WhatsApp at least.
I do, I actually do.
Yeah, well, you've got to.
Just a daily text that just says, "Remember, you're small."
Anyway, all you're hearing about is Corona at the moment, I'm sure, and pandemics, fear, panic, and death. So we may as well talk about something a bit more lighthearted. Like Luke said, we were asked for like a couple of stories that are just funny, just to bring some lightheartedness into the game, into the mix. So we sort of thought up a couple, haven't we, of times involving us and maybe involving other people over the past couple of years at the gym that have made us chuckle and will be fun to share. So why don't you go first?
Okay, so we've got 2 stories each. One that involves us, one that involves a member that we hope we won't offend by sharing the story. First story I wanted to go with, I don't know if you were there or not. We've got a member, I'm going to shout him out because I know he'll appreciate it. Nathan Gardner, aka Ree. And Nathan he's like 20 years old and just classic 20-year-old kid, or man, sorry Ree, who's, like just running his mouth. And he's talking about this really attractive member of the gym, this girl. So she's really attractive, and he's like, oh, I know her. And we're like, okay, cool. And he was like, I went to school with her. She was a few years above me. And every day at school, she'd walk past me and she'd hug me. And she'd tell me that I was really cute. And everyone thought I was just so lucky to have that really, really attractive girl hugging me. And I don't think anyone particularly cared that he was telling the story to, but it was quite funny. And he's trying to be the big man and be like, yeah, me and her. And she walked past. And as she walked past, I won't say her name, I just said oh, hey, do you know who this guy is? And pointed at Nathan, pointed at Ree. And she looked him up and down and just went, no, never seen him before. And the look on his face, it was literally a balloon that had just been popped.
Just mortified.
Yeah, and he was like, ugh.
That is so savage.
And she walked off, and he was like, I swear, I know her, I swear, she hugged me every day.
Please believe me.
And it was just perfect timing. He was there being the big guy, like, oh, yeah.
And just gets flattened.
Gets just flat out buried. And so that is my funny story about a member.
That is savage.
It's one of my highlights of the past year or so.
I have loads, but one that sort of stands out because I guess it's more recent is my man Comrade Crad
Whittack?
Mr. Whittack, Crad Edits OG, who does my videos and filming and stuff for me. We had just done the TSM meetup and he was like set on getting a 180 squat, and I think he missed it on depth at the comp, which he was like gutted about.
Yeah, he did.
Because it was a close call and all that kind of stuff. He did squat it really easily, but it was a close call. And then he wanted to try it the week after, so I was like, okay, you can do, because I know you've got the strength for it, go for it. And he came into the gym and did it, and I was there. And he got me and Alex Waddle and one of the other powerlifters, Alex, who and we spotted him and we were like, okay, comrade, stick with the bar, you got it this time. Went for it, came pretty much all the way up, and then just had to bail at the last moment. But instead of staying with the bar like you're meant to, so that you've got your weight pushing up into it, he just decided to dump it on me and Alex. Just 180, dead weight, just straight up into our hands. Oh. And I'm pretty sure it crushed Alex's hand between the weight and the rack. But we had taken out enough. Oh my God, it's windy. There's a storm coming.
Not another thing.
Yeah. That would be good in these kind of times. Anyway, and yeah, I'm pretty sure Alex's hand got like crushed in the rag or something. But we had stopped it enough for it to like not hurt him badly. And we were like, "Comrade, what the hell?" And he was like, "Oh, sorry." Like feeling all guilty. And we were like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Ugh." And then he just got up and like sort of brushed himself off and was like, "I'm gonna try it again." And I was like, "Oh my God, please don't." So I let him because I was like, "Fine, give it another go. Just stay with the bar this time. Don't be silly. You know, don't dump it on us." And he did it again, and this time just got pinned again, and did the same thing. Just dumped this bar on us again, like 180. And I literally looked at him and was like, "What are you doing?" And got quite mean because I was like, I just had 180 kilos dropped on me and poor Alex twice in a row. But it was just a classic Conrad, if you know him. It's
Classic Conrad.
It's just, I mean, his username on Instagram is Conrad, and that was like Conrad. So that's mine.
That's brutal. Poor Alex.
Yeah, I feel bad for Alex.
And then silly story about me. It's hard because I rarely do anything silly or wrong.
Sure.
Basically, once, it was a long time ago now actually, I was taking a Metcon class and I'm like relatively active when I take the class. I'm like moving around, kind of talking to everyone.
Yeah, you get quite buzzed up, don't you?
Just, you know, bringing the
Bring
fun.
the vibes.
You know, it's just all I do.
Yeah.
So why people voted me the best Metcon coach.
Yeah, I suppose.
And yeah, we needed to change the music. And I was like, don't worry about it, I'll go and do it right now. And there was just a small flat bench there, the little bench that we leave kind of over in the rig because we don't like using it. And just thinking I would nonchalantly just hurdle this bench. It must be half a metre off the floor or something.
Yeah, if that.
So there I am, trying to be the big man, trying to be all cocky and just like hop over this bench, clip my toes on it, just fall flat into the floor, turn around, everyone is watching. There were people like squatting next to it, there were people on the mezzanine balcony looking down, Amy Boateng herself up there like going like, ha! Everyone just mugging me off. I felt like a fool. Got up, just went and changed the music, came back and like praying no one would mention it, and everyone was like, watch out for the bench.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah.
And you'll have 1,000 burpees.
Yeah. So that is probably the most embarrassed I've ever been in the gym.
That is bad.
Gym owner lying on the floor. At least the floor was clean, though.
But I mean, it's always a
I did appreciate
floor, isn't it?
that.
Yeah, a good bit of mopping done.
Come on, you've got to have a better one than that.
Well, mine involves a bench as well, I'd say. And it was probably when I was like fresh-faced here, super new. And it was maybe I can't remember, maybe my 4th session here ever. And obviously we had met, we had spoken before, and you'd taken me on as like the powerlifting coach, regrettably, I'm sure. And I was doing some bench press, and obviously then we didn't have the combo rack, and someone was using the regular bench, and I was doing it in one of the racks, and obviously I was quite new, so I sort of didn't really know the environment. And I was doing like whatever, and it was like middle of the day, like the gym was pretty much freshly open, and I think there was like one other person in there, and they left when I was starting bench. So I worked up to my working set, and as I pressed up, I clipped the rack, and it just sent the bar sort of spiraling, and then it came back down on me, and I basically got buried on bench. And I sort of looked around like, oh, okay, I can't really move this myself, and no one's around to help me, so I sort of pathetically just cried out, and I didn't really know you that well, so I was like, Luke, just pinned under this bench, and I literally couldn't move it. And by the time you stuck there 20 seconds, like I was like, broken. And I remember you just curled it off of me and were like, "You're right," and I was like, "Yeah." So that was pretty embarrassing and pretty stupid, but definitely not the first time I've been buried on bench, and probably not the last.
I don't remember that, but you're welcome. Because that does sound like my kind of heroics.
Yeah, sure, and it does sound like my kind of stupidity.
So we thought we'd finish up with a Q&A. So we got some Q&A, well, we got some Qs through our Instagram story the other day. We've picked a few that we want to tackle, and we're going to crack on. So number 1 is ETA for reopening. I bloody wish I knew.
Yeah. Who knows?
Some light at the end of the tunnel would be good. So when the government made their announcement, they said they would update us in a month. I think it's optimistic to think that in a month they'll say we can open. Personally. We
were saying the other day that it would be good to have like a guideline of sort of when businesses, you know, like the fall into our bracket would be able to, didn't we?
Yeah, I'd
to give you that sort of preparation time, and we could like, you know, plan something really cool. But who knows at the moment?
I don't think we're going to get that. I think we're going to get whenever it happens, and like, please bring it on soon. I think we're going to get gyms can open as of Monday.
Moment's notice kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, and we crack on, which is why we're keeping the gym so clean whenever we can, keeping everything in order so that we are ready to go as soon as we can.
Keeping ourselves ready.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm a government expert in the coronavirus, but it's looking like lockdown for a few more weeks.
At least, yeah.
It's then looking whether they end that or not. Someone told me that every major country that's gone to the stage we're at has gone the stage further and gone to that like proper lockdown.
Proper lockdown, yeah, like, you know, police on the streets kind of
which
stuff.
would suck. That is windy. That would suck. So ETF reopening, I don't know. My hopeful
ASAP.
my hopeful kind of dart in the board, I'd love to open mid-May.
Yeah.
And I think that's optimistic. Maybe June.
It's horrible to think about, which is probably why we shouldn't.
sucks.
We'll move on to the next question, just so we don't have to have that sad thought at the forefront of our minds. What should I binge watch? Great question. That's a person who's isolated right now, isn't it? You know.
Well, you're binge watching The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, yeah. I've never seen it all the way through. Emily, my girlfriend, was like, we need to watch it. And I was like, oh. And turns out it's great. So we're 7 seasons in and it's been 5 days.
I don't get how there can be that many seasons about a show where there are zombies trying to catch humans. So, do you remember Prison Break?
Yeah.
I never watched Prison Break.
How many
because I
times
was
do
like,
they get in and out of
How
prison?
many seasons does there need to be, mate?
Yeah. Once you're out, aren't you?
Like,
And if you're not very
no,
good at
they
it.
keep getting drawn back in.
Yeah. I like prison.
Binge watch. My recommendations: Parks and Recreation is phenomenal. One of the best comedies of all time. Kind of like The Office. It's just fantastic. Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights, the TV show, not the movie. TV show about an American football team at a high school in Dallas or in Texas. Sorry,
I
not
think
Dallas.
I've heard of that, yeah.
It is just the best show.
I think I know
of all
what you're
time.
going to say for your last one as well, but go on.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I just have a feeling you're going to say Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've just heard that it's been put on Prime or something, or Netflix, and everyone bangs on about it. Oh, it's so funny. And I've watched one episode and I just couldn't get on with it.
No, I've never. I like Andy Samberg, the main guy, 'cause he's from
I
the
do
Lonely
too,
Island.
From Lonely Island.
Like, I like him a lot. I've never watched it though. No, my final recommendation, and this is a serious one, watch About Time. It is one of the greatest movies ever made, about a young man who discovers that he can go back in time and how he can change his life and impact decisions. And it's inspiring, it's funny, it's heartbreaking.
It is sad.
You'll shed tears.
You'll need toilet paper to mop up your tears. Oh wait, there is none. So, you know.
And you'll need toilet paper just all round, because it's just a great movie.
Just another stuff.
About Time, watch it.
Do
it's
it.
amazing. But apart from that, that's...
I mean, you've got the whole of Netflix. Get exploring. You've got the time. Next question is, I'm eating everything in the house. I mean, that's not a question, is it really? I'm eating everything in the house. That sounds like my life.
I'm guessing it's like, I'm eating everything in the house. What do I do?
It's like a plea
or
for
like,
help. Yeah.
How do I stop? Well, if you're only leaving the house for essential shopping, you're going to run out of food soon.
That's it. It's like the cycle. Eat, essential shop, go back, eat, do it again. No, I guess like if we're giving serious advice about that one, I'll give you a bit of serious advice, which has helped me over the past few days because I felt a bit lost at first. I think everyone did, but a couple of people, a lot of people are settling now. Give yourself a routine. Write out like a little routine that you're going to do. Involve something like educational, involve some chill time, and involve something else, some physical activity time, preferably. Your once a day jog, as recommended by the government. And just give yourself a routine, because that will fill your time a bit more and allow you to not eat out of boredom.
What I used to do when I was a teacher at Christmas and Easter,
Yeah.
used to get flooded with chocolate. So Christmas chocolates
Yeah, I
and
bet.
Easter eggs. And it used to, like, if it's there, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
So I actually, sorry if you're watching this and you bought me some, I used to bin it.
Oh,
So
just
it-
straight up. Just
like, I would keep,
out of sight, out of
obviously,
mind.
like, celebrations, keep. Heroes,
yeah,
keep.
yeah.
Roses,
See
bin.
ya. Yeah.
Like
the mushrooms. Bin.
yeah, Bounty, bin.
No.
But I would just bin the chocolate. Because if it's there, I'll eat it. And that sounds ungrateful. And
Out
that
of
sounds
sight,
rude.
out of mind. That's what they say.
Exactly. So just get rid of all your food. Maybe give it to a food bank. Maybe give it to Ben. End of episode 10. What's
That'll
that
do
thing we
it.
have to say at the end every time?
Subscribe for more, like the video, comment below, share it around, and
Nice.
stay isolated.
Nice. See you guys.
Bye, guys.